Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Dennis Richardson, of course, now Secretary of State candidate Dennis Richardson. Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right, so it was just a couple weeks ago, this month, that you were sitting in this chair telling me you were considering a statewide run. What made you decide to go for this?
Well, I finally made the decision once I realized that I had the support from all over the state that I would need to win the election. I mean, I wouldn't get into this if I didn't think I could win it. 3 different polls had been taken for me. I mean, I didn't order them or anything, but people kept coming saying, look at this, you have the name recognition, you have the experience, you're honest, you have credibility with both sides of the aisle. You need to be Secretary of State where you can actually use the auditing team there of over 70 auditors to help open government up and remove this cloud of scandal that continues to just hover over the Capitol in Salem.
How much do you think that, and maybe it's in the polls you're looking at, last year's race for governor, the gubernatorial election, how much do you think that factored into that name recognition and everything you said about Governor Kitzhaber that turned out at least being true when he resigned?
I think it's had a tremendous impact. There's a lot of Democrats up north that have voters' remorse because everything I said about the governor and his first lady and the corruption that was in his office and just surrounding all of the things that they were doing has all come to pass, and I'd said that he's not going to complete his next term if he does win, and he was gone within a month after his inauguration.
And what about the Secretary of State position? Checks and balances you're talking about. That's really something you want to hone in on, and you said keep government open, I believe.
Well, absolutely. We have one-party rule right now, and so instead of a Secretary of State that is watching out for the interests of the people, it's about protection of your party. And it's been that way for years now. I mean, for instance, we know that there was over $200 million spent on Cover Oregon, closer to $300 million. Has there ever been an audit of that by the Secretary of State's auditors? No. What about the Columbia River Crossing, that bridge project, $150 to $200 million? Has it been audited to find out what happened to the money, who was responsible, and what lessons can we learn so we don't do this again? The answer is no. I could give you a list of such projects, tens of millions of dollars that have no consequences, no accountability, no responsibility. And the Secretary of State is supposed to ensure that the public dollars are well spent. I will see that that happens.
Interesting, very good. Well, we're going to take a quick break. A lot much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Secretary of State candidate Dennis Richardson. So, Dennis, you served in the House in Salem for many years. You ran for governor last year, and getting back into this now after some time off. What does your family think about all this?
Well, they've enjoyed having me around, and it's been nice. Retirement's not all bad. After 12 years in the House and 15 months on the campaign trail, I was tired, and it was good to be able to help with some of the projects that my kids have. And then also, Kathy and I have been continuing to serve. We've been helping job seekers find employment, serving meals at one of the local pantries, also helping, I'm on the board of directors for Access Food Share. We want to be of service, and so we believe it doesn't matter what your position is, but it's how you serve. But as I've watched what's gone on and what hasn't gone on in Salem, no change in ethics reforms, no ability to find out what's happened with the waste, or no results from the scandal of Kitzhaber's resignation. We can't just have more of the same. My children and my grandchildren deserve a state that's open, honest, transparent, and accountable, where nobody's above the law. And the Secretary of State has a very limited amount of power, but it's focused on those items. And I can do a good job in that place.
And of course, you refer to the auditors, that 70 auditors work for the Secretary of State, so that's a powerful office, as well as the elections, oversee the elections in the state. Many people might be surprised, at least people who just moved into Oregon. Many of us know that Kate Brown succeeded Governor Kitzhaber when he resigned. That is the next in line for the governor. It is de facto a lieutenant governor position. It's very powerful in the state.
Well, it really can be. It's very rare that that happens.
Sure.
I felt that the campaign we had last time was successful in some ways. I mean, it would have been an honor to be the governor. But one of the goals was to see that the Kitzhaber legacy did not continue. The corruption and the scandal was there, and everybody up in Salem knew about it. And so part of what we did with our campaign was to bring it out so that it became common knowledge and as a result, he didn't fulfill his 4th term. So we were successful in that. But what's really important is, as a Secretary of State, I can help restore trust in our government. There's a natural, or there should be a natural checks and balance. Instead of one-party rule, if you have a Secretary of State from one party and the rest of the state is run by the other, you know that there's going to be watching out to make sure that both sides play by the rules.
Very good. Good to see you. Thanks
Pleasure.
very much. Take care.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.